Thank you. Thank you. Bill. Thank you. I think that comes from the great American philosopher Yogi Berra, right? It's not over until it's over. Well, thank you all for your hard work, your spirit, and your support. A New York Republican named Teddy Roosevelt once said, "Aggressive fighting for the right is the noblest sport the world affords." Like most Americans, I love competition. I don't back down from a principled fight, but there must always be a larger purpose: justice for an individual, hope for a city, a better future for our country. Elections are about a lot more than just candidates. Elections are about fighting for a cause larger than ourselves. They're about identifying the great challenges of our time and proposing new solutions. Most of all, they're about handing our nation to the next generation better than it was handed to us. This is our opportunity, and this is our obligation as American citizens. So, you've participated in that process, particularly the young people that are here, and you should be very proud of your participation in that process. You're making your state and your country better. I want to congratulate each of my opponents on a hard-fought campaign here in Florida. I want to congratulate Senator McCain, who I believe has been declared the winner. I spoke to Mitt Romney and told him my regard for him as well. These are honorable people. They're accomplished public servants, and they're good men. And we should, as well as Mike Huckabee. So let's applaud them all. They're our opponents, and Ron Paul, who won all the debates. On that thing where you call in all the time. I used to watch it afterwards at night when I'd go back to my room, and Ron Paul would win all the debates. But they are truly all honorable people, honorable men who are fighting for what they believe in. They have different strengths. They have different things to contribute, like I do. And I believe that our party will be stronger as a result of the competition that we're going through. But win or lose, our work is not done. Because leaders dream of a better future, and then they help to bring it into reality. The responsibility of leadership doesn't end with a single campaign. If you believe in a cause, it goes on, and you continue to fight for it, and we will. I'm proud that we chose to stay positive and to run a campaign of ideas in an era of attacks, negative ads, and cynical spin. We ran a campaign that was uplifting. You don't always win, but you can always try. That's what the Americans deserve. Return to honesty. I believe that the ideas of our campaign, the 12 commitments that we made to the American people, Wayne, in New Hampshire, first, clearly challenges. First, America needs to stay on offense to win the terrorist war on us. It's not optional. We can't wish it away. We can't hope it away. It's there. It's a reality. And America must always remember that the best way to achieve peace is through overwhelming strength. America also needs to stay on offense to achieve economic security. We need to embrace the global economy, not shrink away from its challenges, but turn them to our advantage. We can compete and we can win through a commitment to pro-growth policies like lower taxes, less government spending, reasonable regulations, and less lawsuits. Please, less lawsuits. Thank you. You sound like my mother. If she were here, if she were here. If we unleash the genius of America's free market economy, if we encourage the entrepreneurial spirit, if we can create not just a growth economy, but a growth society. I said it many times during the campaign. America has to be a country in which young people can look up to the sky and they can say, the sky is the limit. There is no end to what we can accomplish. I hope Congress passes our tax bill that was introduced already by David Dreyer and by Senator Kit Bond. It would be the largest tax decrease, tax reduction in American history, and it would be a one-page optional tax form. Wouldn't that be great to be able to fill it out on one page? Just think of how that would, just think about how that would stimulate our economy. We have got to strive for energy independence. We have to strive for health care through private options. You know the 12 commitments. I think they outline the challenges for America for the next 4, 8, and 10 years. And I'm very proud that we conducted our campaign around them and around ideas, and ideas that will enliven America and that will make America stronger. Finally, we need to reestablish very, very clearly the idea that the Republican Party, the party of Lincoln and the party of Reagan and the party of Bush, that the Republican Party is a party that is and has been from the beginning, when we do it right, when we are on our game, when we're making our contribution, when we're being our contributor to America, we are the party of freedom. We are the party of the people. And we're a big party. We're a big party. And we're getting bigger. I'm even in this party. This is a big party. We understand that America is not great because of our centralized government. America is great because of self-government. It's great because of you, the people. And we believe government works best when it empowers people to take responsibility for their own lives. These are great ideas. Whether it's moving people from welfare to work or something that I think our party should be dedicated to. I think our party should be dedicated to having parents decide the school that their child goes to. You want to reach out for votes in urban America. You want to reach out for votes across all kinds of lines, of different kinds, ethnic, racial, religious. Then you have an America in which the parent decides the school the child goes to. Public, private, parochial, charter, or homeschooling. These ideas unite not just Republicans, they unite the vast majority of Americans. And they're the key to building a stronger and broader party. We must be a 50-state Republican Party. We must compete in all 50 states. We have to compete for urban, suburban, and rural votes, conservatives and moderates, men and women, all races, ethnic groups, and religions. We have answers to help each of them because our answers are not based on class distinctions or religious distinctions or ethnic or racial or religious distinctions. Our answers are to Americans, and they work for all Americans. And we have to reach out to all Americans. That's the way to break through the red state, blue state divide and win the White House and the Congress. When you run for President of the United States, you don't do it alone. You have a big team that helps you. First, I want to thank my wife, Judith. For being a loving, patient, and supportive partner. I want to thank Whitney for her loving support. I want to thank my campaign chairman, Pat Oxford, who has been remarkable. My campaign manager, Mike Duhame. My senior campaign advisor, Tony Carbonetti. And then, my remarkable Florida team, the very best Florida team anybody could have, headed by Attorney General Bill McCollum. And a few of our people here in Florida. I can't mention all of them, but of course Ingrid McCollum, who gave me the single best introduction of my campaign. Mayor Julio Rubino, Karen Unger, Joe Fogg, Dan Sargent, Al Austin, my friend John Sale, and so many of my friends that are all here, and so many of our senior staff, all of whom really came to Florida. Can't mention all of you, but you know you're all in my hearts. You know how important you are. You know how important you're going to be in the future to everything that we do and everything that we accomplish.
You got the biggest heart. Yes! Rudy heart, Rudy heart.
Of course, I'm grateful to all of my campaign staff. I'm grateful to my entire campaign staff, the volunteers who unselfishly answered every request, every call, left no stone unturned in their unwavering support for me. To each and every one of you, thank you. But in a larger sense, when you run for President of the United States, you also carry people you have met throughout your life. Memories of their struggles, their sacrifices, and their triumphs. I'm the grandson of immigrants. Can't imagine that they ever thought that their grandson would have run for President of the United States or been mayor of New York City or Associate Attorney General or United States Attorney or maybe even just a lawyer. They taught me to appreciate the opportunity to achieve the American dream. I've spent much of my life working in law enforcement alongside brave police officers, FBI agents, federal agents, firefighters, dedicated U.S. attorneys, U.S. marshals, DEA agents. I've had the honor of leading America's largest city through some difficult crises, helping to take our streets back from criminals, turning around an economy that was hemorrhaging jobs, and helping to heal the wounds left by the deadliest terrorist attack in American history. This campaign has been dedicated to their memories and driven by the strength of their example. The future of our nation is in good hands because it's in your hands. It's in the hands of the people. And together, you and I will keep fighting to build the better future we have dreamed of. A future where America solves its problems on offense, with optimism, not on defense. No pessimism, ever, ever, ever. Just optimism. Strength, not weakness. We'll reclaim our right to live in freedom from fear, because free people have the strength to overcome whatever problems we have to face if we face them united and together. We'll stay involved, and together we'll make sure that we do everything we can to hand our nation off to the next generation better than it was handed to us, confident that America will always be the land of the free because we are the home of the brave. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.